Okay, hello everybody, and welcome back to Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, episode V4. In the last episode, we had gone through these bullshit. In today's episode, we're doing more story stuff. So I want to start with Naoto, because, you know, it says chapter 2 right there, so we're gonna start it with Naoto. The clock's ticking echoes through the room, and I look up from the file I hold. It seems I yearned for some mental stimulation, to distract me from the sheer volume of information I'm attempting to process. Damn, Naruto knows some big words. But when I look up, that's all that's before me are the stacks of files I brought in from the Met reference room. Even when I cooperated with the investigation as a detective, I'd only been in this room a few times. They must have ushered me into the drawing room on the highest floor of Inaba Station today in order to send a message. Don't draw attention to yourself. I lower my hat to rest my eyes and spend some time thinking back on the conversation I had a short while ago. So many words. I see in other words. Nothing suspicious is apparent in the current Kirijo group.
Correct. There are no factors that would necessitate detouring Mitsuru Kirijo or the shadow operatives which she leads.
The man holding my report falls silent, pondering something. His reaction shows that he most likely foresaw what sort of report I'd hand in. The well-dressed man before me belongs to the National Police Agency, Security Bureau, Security Planning Division, or in brief form, the Public Safety Police. It was he who requested the undercover investigation into Mitsuru-san's shadow operative.
Mitsuru Kirijo seemed to have some idea who stole her cargo, yes?
She did indeed. To begin with, the culprit knew the contents of the cargo, which even Miss Kirijo herself did not fully understand. It follows that the culprit in this case was someone with intimate knowledge of the Kirijo group's dark secrets.
Oh shit.
How Mitsuru Kirijo deals with this culprit will surely shed more light upon her true motives.
Super stuff. Okay. Half of that is true, and half is sophistry. I need to discover the trump card and the public safety is hiding. For most likely, that trump card will lead us to the. Did that say for most likely? For most likely, that trump card will lead us to the culprit of this case, the one who stole Labrys, threw her into the TV world. Man, these words. After a moment of silence, the man places a stack of thick folders before me. Tell you right now, it's not even me fucking up with my eyesight being bad. I'm right beside my TV and reading this, so it's just poor displacing. Like, I can do this and read, but that's like getting rid of the whole background kind of thing. Books. If he had prepared this in advance, that means he was weighing his options. He knows of my intentions, yet he must have made the decision that what they stand to gain is worth the risk.
Report to us again when you find out more.
Okay, bye. With that, the man leaves the room. It seems my gamble paid off.
Whether I find out more or not, it's certain that something will happen.
Labrys' kidnapper hasn't been caught, and the case is still ongoing. Even now, there may be development somewhere. My friends on the investigation team must be having a strategy meeting at the food court around now. Though it's been a while since any of us have seen you, Senpai, so the conversation may have already digressed. Sighing, sorry, I thought she was saying that. Sighing, I force aside the twinge of loneliness and drop my gaze to the file that my gamble won.
The Kirijo Ergonomics Research Laboratory. An organization specializing in research upon shadows.
What I demanded of public safety was an investigative document on the Kirijo Group Research Institute, which no longer exists. The founder of that institute was Mitsuru-san's grandfather, Kotetsu Kirijo. The contents of that report were filled with matters that were hard to believe. The Dark Hour, a different world populated by shadows that seemed to intrude on the real world. The mysterious, almost alien artifacts known as plumes of dusk that can induce a personal reality. Humanoid robots called anti-shadow suppression weapons that were developed to oppose the shadows. Artificial persona users who gain their abilities with special drugs. Had I not seen Aigis-san and Labrys with my own two eyes, the supernatural contents of this file would seem ludicrously implausible.
A flood of shadows and the manifestation of personas. There are many similarities to what we experienced. The chief difference is that their catastrophe was artificially induced in the name of research.
I sense an unwavering commitment to duty from Mitsuru-san and her team. Though they, like us, are persona users, the horrors in this file must be why I detect a very different type of resolve from them.
I hesitate to look into such matters without their consent, but I doubt they would volunteer much.
From what I can deduce based on this, the culprit in Labs' case is without a doubt related to Kirijo and Ergo research. The clue that leads to the truth has to be here. Oh, note, if you notice something about Naoto's voice being somewhat different than her voice from Persona 4 and Persona 4 Arena Ultimate, Persona 4 Arena, the original, they changed her voice actor. I don't really know why, but they did. I don't really mind it. There's not that big of a difference. She does sound more like a girl this time, but I don't really care. And if by chance something were to happen to Mitsuru-san and her people, we would need to know about our common enemy.
Shuji Ikutsuki took the position of chairman at Gekkokan High after Ergo Research was disbanded. Mitsuru-san went there. Deceased in 2009. Cause of death: falling from the school's observatory. Was it suicide? No listed family.
There's no other information in regards to him in the document I gained from the public safety. The simplicity of the sections in regard to this Shuji Ikutsuki is an obviously important person oddly left an impression on me. Ooh. Things get dark all of a sudden. Let me bend my laptop just a bit so I can see more of my TV, because my TV is like right behind my laptop. As I do this is my normal setup. I finished reading over the material, but to be honest, it tells me little. Most of the principals involved are already deceased, including Kotetsu Kirijo, Shuji Ikutsuki, and the Persona users whose abilities were artificially awakened. Still, I do learn something. The culprit's objective in Labras' case had similarities to the purpose of Ergo research, to deliberately gather shadows in order to fuse them together. If that was the objective, would the TV world would have been an ideal place for a test run?
It may be best if I check inside of the TV world once more.
When I opened my cell phone to share my findings, scant though they may be, I noticed that the hour is late. It's almost the next day.
It's a bit late to call them. Which reminds me, I think I heard thunder earlier. Could it have rained?
That word, rain, gives me pause. During the incident with Labras, the Midnight Channel was broadcasting again. If her case is truly ongoing, does that mean it could come on again tonight? A bad feeling crosses my mind.
A call at this hour? From an unknown number. Hello.
I got through. Mr. Detective? Wait, no. Naoto-kun, right?
Labras?
Voice. Is that you, Labras? What's the matter?
Listen up, because we got a big problem. Mitsuru-san and the others were on their way to Inaba, but they've gone missing.
Oh, shit.
Missing?
So we were gonna go look for them.
I love doing that.
These weird guys came barging into the Shadow Operatives lab. I'm the only one who got out.
Holy shit, what? The Shadow Operatives Research Lab was attacked? Could it be the enemy? No, that's not it. This is most likely...
Labras, calm down. Can you describe anything unique about the people who invaded your headquarters?
Unique? They came in a big group. They wore
She sounds
suits.
very panicky.
They showed this paper-looking thing, and they said something about an investigation.
Just as I thought, public safety. I had my suspicion, but there can be no mistake. Though the Kirijo group and public safety are formally in cooperation, public safety privately has a low opinion of the Shadow Operatives. Hence the request that I perform an undercover investigation. They must have found out about Mitsuru-san's disappearance and used it as an opportunity to launch a compulsory investigation. But Mitsuru-san's disappearance, could it really be related to public safety's move? Labras said a moment ago that Mitsuru-san and her people were headed to Inaba. Why? Well, I think carefully, sorting through this new information, I asked Labras for more details.
I understand. What's your present situation?
I can't go back to the lab, right? Even if I could, I wouldn't know what to do without Mitsuru-san around. But then I found out the Shadow Operatives got these special folks who only get called up in emergencies. I just met up with them a minute ago, and we're about to go look for Mitsuru-san and them.
Understood. I'll cooperate as well.
Things are getting intense.
I'm sure the others won't say no either. We'll all try searching for Mitsuru-san.
Really? Thanks.
Labras, there's something else I'd like to ask. Why was Mitsuru-san headed for Inaba?
If I remember right, they found a weird shadow reading over there, so they were gonna go look into it.
A weird shadow reading?
An abnormal shadow reading is detected in Inaba, and Mitsuru-san and her people go missing when they head out to investigate. Even if this is unrelated to the public safety matter, I can't overlook this detail. Mitsuru-san and the people are persona users, and extremely skilled ones at that. If they are in a situation with no means of contacting help, then whatever enemy they face must be formidable. And the first such enemy who comes to mind is the culprit who kidnapped Labras and forced us to fight in the P1 Grand Prix.
She said the reading spiked all of a sudden. Did something happen over there?
Nothing springs to mind. Oh, sorry, hold on a moment.
I checked the clock on the wall of the drawing room. It's almost midnight. If there's an no shadow reading, the Midnight Channel should be involved. Or could be involved. I need to find a room with the TV.
Let's continue this on the move. We should meet up at the very least. Actually, is that a helicopter I hear in the background?
Yeah, I'm surprised you can tell. We have a maid piloting one right now.
A maid? A personal helicopter and a maid piloting it? I never thought of my family as poor, but thinking back to the limousine, the Kirijo clan seems to be at a completely different level.
Let me think of a place where a helicopter could land around here.
What? Oh, fuck. As I continue to talk while walking down the hallway, all the lights suddenly turn off. Though it is midnight, this is a police station. There should be several officers still all stationed here, even at this hour. However, in defiance of these facts, an unnatural stillness pervades the air.
A blackout?
A blackout? No, that's not it. The roaring helicopter rotors on the other end of the line have also fallen silent.
Labras?
My cell phone has gone dead, as if the batteries were drained. I try a few things, but it won't even turn on. Have all the electronics here stopped working so suddenly? I open a nearby door to get a better look at my environment. Also, if you guys think I'm too sassy while I'm talking and like acting as them, I'm sorry. I have this thing since I took drama class all throughout high school, and I was actually really good at it. I've been told my voice acting skills, at least, are very good at some point. So I do take pride and I try to use it as much as I can. So whenever I'm reading something, I always act as if I'm that person. It's just in my head. But I don't usually change my voice to a girl's or not. I don't know. I just find it weird if I were to. I'm sorry. The empty room is hazily lit by an eerie red glow coming from the window. Walking to get a clearer view, I gasp at the sight outside. An obvious pall has fallen upon this quiet rural town.
Red fog?
Seeing the town enveloped in fog, I can't help but remember the last year's case. Look at that fucking CN Tower, though. That thing looks a lot like something that I'm thinking of in my head that I do not want to spoil at the moment. With the foreboding feeling that the situation has taken a turn for the worse, I quickly leave the strangely empty Inaba station. Well, shit's going down, so what you gonna do? Oh, and that's over. That was pretty fast. Okay, so I think I'm gonna end it here. Thank you guys for watching today's episode. LOL! I lied. Resay. You probably could tell I was lying because of how how we're still only halfway done the video. I raise my own arm towards the mirroring lined wall and close my eyes. In my mind, I see a stage in the hazy shadow of a band. Glow sticks of all different colors shine in the plaque seats. I'm looking at them for my mark, indicated with a spot of fluorescent paint. The moment the countdown hits 0, a spotlight comes on. I reach towards the flooding light and become one with the stage. Do we have to watch a Risei dance? Smoke weed every day. Come on, do we get to hear that? That'd be cool.
Say hello.
Oh shit! I was right. We actually do get a thing. Smoke weed. Oh my god! Look at holy shit! Those clothes. It's very pink up in here. Your fucking voice cover is horrible. Is you pointing somewhere supposed to be knocking on the door? Oh, Risei Kujikawa, you're a disease. Wow. As I caught my breathing and towards the clock to check how long the performance took me, I see my hand pointing to 2, which brings me back to reality in a hurry.
Oh, crap! I didn't take my bike today. I wonder if I can make the last train. Night, everyone. I'm off for today.
I hurriedly address the people I pass as I fly out the studio. After a mad dash to Okina Station, I barely make it into the stopped train.
Made it.
I take a breather as the train slowly pulls out. The last train on a holiday is usually pretty empty, so I sit in an open seat and get my tunes from my bag. There's a new song on there they just gave me as a afternoon. Gave me this afternoon. Today felt so long for some reason. Is this tomorrow?
It's gotten a lot later than we expected. Are you still okay on time?
You didn't have to give me a lift, you know. I'd have been fine.
That's not the issue. Come on, I'm your manager.
The reason Ino-san seems so happy is because of the news we got earlier. When our president called us back to the office on the shoot today, we were greeted with a new song for me and a detailed plan for my comeback.
Still, I had no idea that the boss was putting together such a detailed plan for your comeback.
Well, I'm grateful and all, but I just don't think I'm ready yet.
That's not true. We've all seen how hard you've been working. You're much stronger than you were. I think the boss is making the right decision.
Are you just flattering me, Inoue-san?
Law.
Never intentionally. You sang that new song we gave you today after just a short lesson. You even memorized the dance steps in record time.
I wasn't any good, though. I got distracted by the steps and kept going off key. And I wasn't hitting the turns cleanly. I've still got a long way to go.
Aw, don't beat yourself up. It's true, even as far as discussion of my comeback goes, if Ino-san hasn't come up with an excuse for why he couldn't get in contact with me until yesterday, the plans could have been sunk.
Rise-chan, did something happen?
Huh?
I know that there's a part of your life you won't let me into, and that's okay. An idol doesn't need to tell her manager everything. But there's a difference between keeping things private and isolating yourself. You asked if you could get some days off during the long holiday, right? And you didn't seem too keen on today's session either. Did you have some other engagement in mind?
No, you're just cutting me too much slack. Thanks, though. It's nothing to do with work. But there was something that made me realize...
Oh, I really like how
powerless I am.
the lip moving is very on key, though. It actually is. So many people supporting me from my comeback, but no matter how much I throw myself into rehearsals, I think all I can think about is how it was nothing but a burn in the incident yesterday.
Rise-chan?
I'm okay. Were you worried I'd quit again? I'm still set on getting back into showbiz, once I shake off the rest from my hiatus.
Yeah, it is very keen. It's
I
very,
can tell
very
that much
spot
from
on.
watching you practice.
The voice, the
Still,
lipping.
Maybe you need a breather.
I like it.
Huh?
The publisher consulted me about maybe rescheduling the photo shoot. When I told them doing it later would be problematic since you're still a student, they decided to reschedule for another time. So, take a nice break tomorrow.
Inoue-san.
But things will be busy after the long holiday. The success of your comeback project is on the line here.
I really appreciate it. Can you let me off at Okina Station today? If I have tomorrow off, I want to stop by the studio and practice a little more.
Huh? But wouldn't it be late by the time you're done? Why don't I take you straight home?
There's not enough room at home. Please? I'll go straight home after I practice a little.
Well, all right. But don't push yourself too hard, okay?
I won't. Actually, though, you shouldn't coddle me so much either. Okay, Inoue-san?
Inoue-san. Some cutesy shit going on here. Through the train window, I can see the countryside with only a few lights here and there. The train was empty to begin with, and it only gets emptier as we approach the final stop.
A long holiday, huh?
This holiday was supposed to cap off with us just work and rehearsals. Even when I heard you senpai was coming back, I was the one who decided not to change my plans. When I told the others, they said stuff like, oh, well, work's work, and hang in there. Kanji was the only one who acted like a kid, saying, what's more important to you, your work or
That
senpai?
reminds me. Naoto-kun had to work during the holidays, too.
I bet Naoto-kun wouldn't get all indecisive about these things. When I sigh and take out my cell, notice I have an email.
Oh, it's from Yukiko-senpai.
It's a summary of what the investigation team talked about today, and the time we're meeting tomorrow.
Judas at 6 a.m.? That's early. Bet some of those guys are gonna be late for sure.
Probably Yosuke and Teddy. I laugh, but it quickly turns into a sigh. I have tomorrow off thanks to Inoue-san, and while I'm happy to get to see everyone, I'm a little bummed out too. I couldn't do anything during that incident. I don't remember anything else about the day after I finished shopping for dinner at Junes. Shipping at Junes, what? When I came to, I was already at the announcement room in the TV world under the surveillance of General Teddy. In the end, it turned out that General Teddy was Labrys' shadow taking on Teddy's form. The shadow was holding this event called the P1 Grand Prix and forcing my senpai to fight each other in it. Since I was captured, they used my voice and likeness to goad everyone into fighting each other. I know that says hurting, fuck you. I thought I sounded cool saying I had work, but I got kidnapped, imprisoned, and watched them use my face and voice to confuse everyone.
At this rate, I can barely face Senpai and the others.
Sorry, my phone fell. You Senpai will be going back tomorrow. I think about Fuka-san, who had such tremendous power that she could help Mitsuru-san's group by describing what was going on in the TV world from even from the outside. I wish I could be that useful.
The next stop is Yaso Inaba. Yaso Inaba.
Oh shit. What the? That was a weird place to cut the announcement off. All of a sudden, all the flights in the train turn off, and the train that had already begun to slow down to its last stops grinds to a halt.
Oh no! A blackout?
I look out the window to check. A huge red moon dominates the sky, and in the direction the train was heading, there looks to be a giant red cocoon. Is that fog?
What is that? Inaba's that way.
I turn around. There's no one in the train. They've all disappeared. The train car was pretty empty, but I'm positive I wasn't the only passenger before.
No way. What's going on? Oh, right, my cell.
Thinking I may be able to find something out if I contact someone, I look at my phone still holding after check my email. But it seems that it turned off by itself since the screen remains black. No matter how many times I press the power button, it won't turn on.
It's broken? Of all the times. Guys, you Senpai.
Apart from the confusion, a sensation I know all too well starts to rise in me. I can't believe it, but there's no mistake. Holy fuck, what happened to the roads?
Feeling. It can't be. It's like I'm inside the TV.
I'm moving before I can think twice. I yank open the door using the emergency lever and jump out into the tracks. I begin running towards Yaso Inaba train station. Now that's not the time to stay and cower here. That's right, Rise. Let's go. Save the day. Rise. Me, I'm so weird. Yay, and I think we unlocked the next area story, which is Yosuke. Alright guys, thank you guys for watching today's episode of Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. In the next episode, we are going to continue on with Yosuke's story. See you guys next time. Scoffing Riff maybe out.